Hello. In this Peterson podcast, I would like to talk a little bit about parasitic worms. First of all, parasitic worms are any worms that feed on the living tissue of the host. So some of the parasitic worms that we've talked about are the tapeworm, which belong to Platyaminthes. The body is long, flat, and segmented. The segments are narrow at the anterior end, but broad on the posterior end. It attaches itself to the wall of the intestine by means of a double row of hooks and 4 section discs found on the head of the tapeworm. They are hermaphroditic, which means they have both male and female reproductive organs, and so they're found on the same animal. Man can be infected with tapeworms when he consumes improperly cooked food. Let's talk about the life cycle of the tapeworm. A tapeworm completes its life cycle with help of a host, so it infects both man and a pig. The tapeworm is an endoparasite. Other examples of endoparasites include the tapeworm, the roundworm, and the hookworm. To begin the life cycle, the tapeworm enters the pig as it feeds on decaying organic matter that is contaminated with human fecal matter. This contains the tapeworm in its embryo stage. The embryo has hooks and is called a hexacanth embryo. This develops into a bladder-like structure with the body scolex. This stage is known as the larva stage, and it is known as a bladderworm. The bladderworm is lodged in the muscle of the pig at this stage. If the pig meat is consumed, the man is infected with tapeworm. Thus, the tapeworm man serves as the primary host, and the pig is the secondary host. Please be sure to complete and add figure 4.7, which is on page 28 of your textbook, to your notes. The roundworm, the body is long and cylindrical, unsegmented. They are different types. They are a different type of endoplasmic worm. Hookworms can be found in the intestines of man. Ascaris found in the intestines of man. Pinworms are microscopic, are found in the intestines of man. Filarial worms found in lymphatic vessels cause filariasis or elephantitis. And guinea worms can be found beneath the skin, cause ugly sores. Please complete figure 4.8 on page 29, and figure 4.8 on page 30. Worms affect prevention, so worm infection prevention. First of all, avoid contaminated food and water. Number 2, washing vegetables, fruits, and edibles before eating them. Number 3, cutting the nails and keeping them clean. And number 4, preventing people from polluting the environment. Let's compare both the tapeworm and the roundworm. Number 1, for the tapeworm. Body is long and flat and tape-like structure. Number 1, for the roundworm, the body is long and cylindrical. Number 2, the tapeworm, the body is segmented. Number 2, for the roundworm, the body is not segmented. Number 3, tapeworm, attaches itself by hooks and suckers found on the scolex. Number 3, for the roundworm, attaches through the intestines by its mouth, which has toothed lips. Number 4, for the tapeworm, no digestive system is present. Number 4, for the roundworm, digestive system is present. Number 5, for the tapeworm, it's hermaphroditic. It's an hermaphrodite. And number 5, for the roundworm, it's unicellular. Female worms are longer with a blunt end, and the male worms are smaller, thinner, with curved posterior end. Parasite. It is an organism which cannot prepare its own food. Therefore, it must obtain its nutrients by feeding on living tissues from a host. And that concludes this Peterson podcast on parasitic worms.